Hi guys, it's BSO RISQUARD Huntsman. This is a 2v2 on pyramids. I wanted to do this battle because this French guy was a bit of a git, shall I say. Yeah, he wound me up a bit. So he was doing a lot of like shit talking and if I can't remember correctly, but I think he may have been kept changing the rules and stuff as well, kind of like so to suit himself as such. It was like about 5 days ago when I played this match, so I can't remember exactly. But yeah, he was giving off a lot of gob, a lot of mouth and stuff. So I said to him, please don't quit because I don't want it to get missed when. I don't want you to miss the last bit when I actually finish off your last man getting your ass kicked. And well, he was good like that. He didn't quit, which was a bit of a bonus. So right at the moment, I'm just moving over on the left flank. I was just basically going to start the attack on the left. Used my right side of my army to hold his centre to stop them swinging round to my flank. I've got a lot of cavalry up behind these units, just waiting to go in, because there's artillery there. I didn't really want to get it. I wanted to keep it out of range, so he was sort of concentrating his fire on my men rather than moving up slowly with my cav, and then he's blowing the crap out of my cav. So I've got units. I've got my melee infantry all going into melee at different units all over the place. Those two are Palestinian auxiliaries. If you whack a load of rank ups on them, upgrades on them, they're pretty good as well, especially when you get blasted with melee. They last a little while. Right, so now that all those guys are going into melee, he's got a lot to think about. I can start bringing my cav up and throwing that in. I'm sorry about the mini-map only showing half. It's just basically the reason why I'm doing this way is to get the high quality, and with my rendering settings I've been trying to fiddle with it and mess about with it a bit so I can get the full mapping, but it's with my rendering settings it won't do it, so I do apologise for only showing half the map, the mini map, but you can pretty much see what's going on in here anyway, unless you're a complete retard. Anyway, so right, so his right flank's basically gone, he's demolished. I'm sort of eating my way through it at the moment. Cav's going in hard and hitting, bringing melee infantry over. Going to start moving up my line over on the centre. Going to swing my cav, those two units of cavalry. I'm going to bring them right round the back and into the rear of his army. So he's got cavalry to think about behind him as well. All straining the micromanagement. Going to charge that cavalry in as is. It was in melee with my melee infantry. As that unit was in melee with my infantry, so he couldn't form a square. So I'm going to continue shooting those men up. Britain decided to start moving out some men over onto my flank, so I decided to pull back a bit, and plus I was sort of getting into canister range as well, which you don't really want to be getting canistered, especially when you're trying to fight uphill. Not fun. So I'm going to continue moving my cavalry around the back, maybe go for his general there. I do believe Britain's sending some cavalry over as well, or will be very soon. I've got 2 more units of my cavalry coming up as well. Charging my melee infantry in, but it ends up routing in the end. As you can see, he's trying to blast me with canister there, but he's not really hitting my men too much. Where he squared up with that unit, I think I just decided to go and get my shooter cav, because that's really good. It is a really good tactic as well. Like if you got shooter cav and people are squaring up, just get your cav. I mean, they're going to take some losses, but just get your shooter cav and go and plot it up right next to it, and just let it shoot the square. Your shooter cav will win. I'm not quite sure why, but my shooter cav got hooked on the square there. I'm pretty sure I didn't charge it at it. But yeah, as I was saying about the shooter cav thing, if you just get your shooter cav and shooting at square, your shooter cav will win. Will win that fight. Right, so Z's been waiting a long time, been under a lot of artillery fire. He's now moving up. He's getting his lights in, he's going to be shooting his line, and just sort of getting the opening stages of his attack going. Some brick cav coming over there now as well. Going to get. I wanted to get him in melee with my shooter cav as a weaker unit, and then get him get a lancer charge off of my guard cav into those light dragoons, and that'll get rid of them as well. Just line my other shooter cav units up, and they can get some shots off as well. So that's that unit routed as well. My Bashi bazooks, they came back from routing, so I'm going to get them back into melee. Just going to continue rolling up his flank, as you can see here. Shooter cav's doing a good job, just blasting his men. I mean, it's a big mistake as well. I mean, if you saw, he had light infantry protecting his right flank. I was just so pleased to. It did actually feel really good, just absolutely abusing him, not verbally abusing him, guys, but just abusing him like in this game, like by beating him how I did, because he really was. He was a real arsehole, this guy. Really big mouth. Sort of just shut it for him, which was pretty good. And for some reason at the end he called me a coward. I'm not quite sure how that works. Right, so this is still continuing to roll up the flank. He's not really going to last much longer now. Z's sending in cavalry units to hit the cannon. I mean, it's just like the noob tactics of it all, you know. There's just so much of this going on Napoleon at the moment, and it really is. And there's a lot of really is a lot of sort of arsehole players about lately, and it's really bad, because this used to be such. I mean, it is an excellent game, but to play online, it used to be such a really good game to play online. I mean, there's always been like sort of shit talkers about and wind up merchants and stuff. But back when sort of Napoleon first came out and sort of before Shogun was released, it was like a really good online game to play. And since sort of the release of Shogun, there's been so many Shogun 2. There's been so many new players coming in, and these guys are just, a lot of them are just, they're absolute idiots. And the amount of players that are buying this game, that their computers can't even really run it, and then they'll go and join a 4v4 and then ruin it for everyone. They've got no idea, these guys. Seriously. I mean, the game's been out for quite a long time now, but anyone who's listening to this or thinking about buying this, please check the specs of your computer, because you're not only going to make the game crap for yourself, you make it crap for everyone else as well. If your computer isn't great, just stick to a 1v1 or something, you know, 2v2 max. 3v3 on medium, you know. Don't just go joining like 4v4s on large and 3v3s on large and stuff. Because you do need to have a pretty decent computer in order to run this game properly, you know. And have your graphics turned down low. Oh, anyway, that's enough of my rant about that. Right, so France is basically gone, apart from a few straggling units. We're basically just moving up, rolling up on Britain. So it's basically the attack just started on the left and continues just wiping them right the way down the field, just rolling it up and rolling it up. So I mean, he's trying to pull these units out. I mean, the British guy was okay. He wasn't no problem at all. He wasn't. So he was alright. It was the French player. It was the arsehole. Just so you know. So yeah, so he's trying to pull them units out, but it was far too late to do that. So he's going to have to, as you see, he's folding more men back, but some of them are going to get caught out. He left it far too late to fold back his flank. I mean, France should have folded back a lot sooner than what he did, but by the time he probably even thought about folding back, his army was gone anyway. So. Right, so my units are sort of behind at the minute, and then no melee units, and the line up between behind it as these units, and he's basically rolling up, pushing into his guy, and I'm sort of moving round in to assist him. I've got a couple of cavalry floating around on the flank there as well. Z's moving the main bulk of his cavalry in now. I think with the mass attack on this Brit guy's flank, he probably wasn't aware that Z had charged his cavalry in there, so he missed that square. As soon as I saw those Bash bazooks hit that line, I charged my cavalry in to hit that line infantry unit as well. So basically, as you can probably tell, the game's basically over now. Basically finished. Just finishing off the last few units. I'd like to say good game to our Brit opponent. It's just a shame he had such an arsehole for a teammate. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoy the video, and I'll see you next time.